Spin Sneaker coming at you with another figure review. Today we have the Ultimate X-Men Cyclops, Storm, Colossus, Beast, Marvel Girl. If you have been following my channel, you would be well aware that I have been doing a watch build for all of these figures, and we have finished this a few weeks ago, but we've been dealing with a lot of other things as I normally do in my personal life, but that seems to basically be as best as it's gonna get for now. So I actually got 2 seconds to myself to think, which is why I'm putting this video out. Now I apologise, my watch build did go on for a long time, but that does tell you how long it does take to make a custom figure, or rather custom figures, because that was a 26 part video to make these 5, and it was a journey, I will tell you that. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it was a journey and it took a lot. So once again, thank you for everyone who watched that. I hope you did enjoy them, but here is a quick review of basically all those 5 now that they're done. The only thing that's different from the videos that I haven't shown on them, which I noticed afterwards, actually literally I've just done it just 2 seconds why they look a bit dodgy, the eyebrows. I didn't realise the girls were missing eyebrows, which is why their faces look so different and so weird. Now I've added eyebrows, I do think it does make a bit more of a difference, so they don't look so scary, although Storm still looks a bit terrifying. Might need to add some black wash in those teeth to kind of add some lines to them or something, just to break up the colour, but we'll see, So we'll go over individually, and we're just going to do a very quick flyby of this review, just for those who, like I said, who don't get a chance to watch all those videos, because the watch build did take 26 parts to finish these guys, and oh man, it was a lot of work, a lot of time, but so worth it. I've been wanting these figures in my collection for the longest time, and I'm super stoked with them. So let's get them apart. We're going to look at them, like I said, individually. Okay, so Cyclops here is very simply basically a bucky cap. Made a few bucky caps. So the boots are from Vision, Modern Vision. The elbows down are from a Shield Agent. The main body is from a Carnage figure. The head is actually not a bucky cap, it's from an Uncanny X-Men figure, I think from the Blob line it might be, or it might be the Nihilist line, I can't remember. The belt is made from a US Agent, and the strap is actually, the pockets there are from a bucky cap. Now the knee pads are from a Toy Biz Bishop, and the boots and the straps are sculpted on, along with the hair and the goatee. Oh no, I'm so happy with it. I really love how he's come out, and I think it works a treat. Really like the paint detail I've put in it, where it's a blue undercoat with a black dry brush over top, and then the flesh, you've got the flesh and brown. So really like, and then the yellow is, I tried to do an orange underneath and then a yellow on top, but it just didn't look right, so that's why I've gone for a black one with a yellow top, and I really like how it kind of, it's not a solid colour. Part of me is kind of contemplating maybe I should just make the blacks black and the yellows just all solid, but I do like the way it breaks up a bit, and I do think it adds a bit more detail to it, or a bit, it just highlights some of the details in the figure. Articulation of the figure is head can go back that far, and I'm sorry for wave lines, I'm using my phone so I can't do anything about it. It can go down that far and can rotate 360 degrees, so you can get some really great broken neck, but shoot that high. Shoulders can go up this far, rotate around 360 degrees, and a bicep rotation there, 360. Double bend in the elbow there. Wrist 360 can hinge from there to there. Got ab crunch going from there to there. Full waist rotation. T-cut hips, so Spartan kick of that. And I've just noticed I've missed a paint. Split kicks of only that. Upper thigh rotation 360. Double bend in the knees, boot rotation 360, and points ankles from there to there, and pivot from there all the way to there. Colossus. So this figure was an absolute royal pain in the backside, and I don't think I would repeat doing this one again. So the figure is fundamentally a Death's Hand 2 figure, from the feet to the neck. The head is from a Toy Biz Colossus. The shoulders all the way down to the hands are from a knockoff Crossbones figure. And the rest is, the knee pads I think are from a Beast figure, I'm not too sure. Sculpted the boots and sculpted all strap work on there. And honestly, yeah, it looks really good. I'm quite happy with it. I need to smooth out the line from when the head broke off, but all in all, I think it does look really, really good. But for those who didn't watch me build on this guy, he was a nightmare. So what I had to do is basically pop the chest open to get the shoulders out, to then put these shoulders in, and they didn't fit in. So it was open, close, open, close, open, close, and there was so much adjustment. It was just such an absolute ordeal, and I hated every second of it. Not to mention, just to get this torso open, I pretty much destroyed it. I can't believe it looks as good as it does, because the amount of damage I did to it to get it open was ridiculous. So yeah, very happy with that. I did add an actual hinge here, because the crossbones figure doesn't actually just a wrist cut just here, but I've now smoothed that over and I've added some putty there so you can't even see the joint anymore. And like I said, we have a joint here. But his articulation goes, a head can look back only that much, down that much, and don't think we can go full 360. Shoulders can go up that far, down that far, 360 around. Bicep rotation 360, single bend in the elbow, and then the hands can rotate 360 degrees and can pivot from there all the way to there. Get an ab crunch of just that, and back of that. You get a waist cut 360, T-cut hips, so you can do a Spartan kick with this leg way forward, this leg back, that. Split kick already that. Upper thigh rotation, double bend in the knee. Boot rotation 360, and can pivot from there to there and point to there. If you are planning on making an Ultimate Custom Colossus, don't bother doing what I did. Yeah, it is more comic accurate like this, because his muscles do have, his skin doesn't have the lines in it in the Ultimate Colossus. Well, it depends who draws it, but his skin generally shouldn't have the lines in it. What I would do is just grab the most modern Colossus you can get some putty, fill in the lines, and smooth that all over and just paint that. You would be saving yourself a ton of work. And he's even got like some layers here, so you can just basically fill that up to make the boots. So much easier. You get the same design effect. I wish I kind of chose to go down that route, because this one's a nightmare. Oh yeah, the modern one has gauntlets. They come off, and the arms are relatively unscathed under there. I think they're a bit narrow, if I remember right. I have taken one off, but I can't remember. But yeah, I wouldn't do this. So no, I'm not making anyone one of these ever. Okay? So don't ask me to. Okay, Beast and Colossus were the most work I put in these 5 figures here, and I've actually done something I've never done before with Beast, which I'll show in a moment. But I really love how he came out. Now here's a combination of from the knees up to the neck and the arms down to the elbow. The top bicep is the modern Omega Red from Hasbro. The head, the elbows down, and the knees down, or the calves down. I can't remember which way around it is. I want to say the knees down. No, I'm sure it's the calves. Is Toy Biz Beast. Just one of the X-Men Classics lines. I ended up actually using 2 separate Beast figures from this, because one of the Beasts had the best arms but the worst head. It had a more animalistic head, and the other Beast had these gigantic feet that were like that big long each. They were ridiculous, but they were stuck in an actual boot. But these feet, sorry, were stuck in an actual boot. So basically I had to take these feet out and peg them into these cuffs and then attach on there. It was a lot of work just to get the look I wanted. Now the thing I've done, which you would have, if you've seen, if you watched the Watch for Build, you've noticed, but if you haven't, is there's actually a hole going all the way through here and here. So these straps will continue all the way through. I've never tried anything like this before, and it worked really well. I'm actually very, very happy with it. So that is really great. Now his articulation is off the charts. He's got so much articulation. So I'm really sorry about the wave lines. The head can go up all the way up to there and down all the way down there. 360 degrees there. We have butterfly joints, so we can get the shoulders all the way in or all the way out. Ball joint in the shoulder can go up that high. Rotate around 360. Bicep rotation 360. Super double elbow, so you can get a hand right in. We've got a cut here, so we can rotate here at the fur. Hinge there, and hand articulation. By the way, that fur is sculpted, and you can't really see it in this light, but it has like a nice highlighted blue crescent on it. It's just to kind of make it pop. Got a really nice ab crunch there. waist cut, T-cut hips, so you can get his leg going from there to there, and that's a full Spartan. Can do a splits only to that. Upper thigh rotation, double bend in the knee, super stiff. We have another cut where the foot is there. I can point from there to there. A little bit of pivot, not a lot, and then he does have toe articulation, so you can really get him hunched over. I'm holding him because he's going to fall backwards, his arms aren't there, but you can get them forward as well and he will stand and support himself. Okay, so Storm and Jean Grey. Now I'm doing these together because they're basically exact same figures and have the exact same articulation, kind of. So what we have here is they actually started off as a classic Goblin Wave black cat, which sanded down all the fur, and then just realised that they were just too big a build for the look I was going for. I wanted a more young adult look, which is why we chose to go for the other black cat, which came out in the Kingpin Wave. That sounds about right. I think it's right. It's a more modern black cat, which is where we got these. We got two of these, and they came with hands that are like that. So we swapped them hands out. We placed them for these old Toy Biz hands, which came from either the Phoenix or... crikey, I can't even remember what figures the... Actually, it came from Black Cat, back in the old Toy Biz Black Cat, or the Electra, or one of them old Toy Biz hands. But they're good because they have finger articulation, which I'll show in a moment. But they didn't have... the hinge was more here opposed to here, so I had to do a peg here to get that hinge to work properly, because else you'd have basically artic from there, and it just didn't work. The heads, we have... I think that's a classic black cat head there, and a modern black cat there. Honestly, I'm not 100% sold on the faces. They don't work. And Storm's hair is actually just nothing but classic black cat hair glued together, then with some pie in between. So it works really well, and it looks great. I'm so happy with how that hair looks. It's one of my things I'm very happy with this whole collection. We then sculpted basically everything else you see. So all yellow has basically been sculpted pretty much. So for Jean, her boots up to there, and then knee pads. For Storm, just the actual tops of the knees, of the boots and the knees. I didn't sculpt the whole of them because it didn't need it. Both gauntlets have been sculpted, both necklaces have been sculpted, and her hair is completely sculpted. So there's a lot of sculpt went into these girls. Now I chose not to do the thigh cut on the side of the leg. I don't like it. I just think it's a bit ridiculous. I can always add it if I choose to later. It's a simple paint job, but for now I don't like it, and I'm going to leave it as it is. But also I made the decision to give them Jean her black gloves, which she does get in some issues rather. Yeah, in some issues also she has yellow gloves. But I like the fact that she's got black, because it does distinguish the two girls' costumes a bit more, which is nice. But their articulation, as you see, is chipping away already. Jean's can put her head all up that high, down this far, and can rotate around 360 degrees. Shoulders can go up that far, around 360 degrees. And we have a single hinged elbow, so you can bend 90 degrees, but the more you go around, the less you get. And the wrists can rotate 360 degrees and can go up from there, all the way down from there. And as you saw, the fingers can go from there to there. Did I say toes earlier? I think I did, didn't I? Sorry. Right. If diaphragm joint, can go from there to there to there to there, and can rotate on it barely. T-cut hips, so you can do a Spartan kick with that leg all the way forward, that leg all the way back of that, and a split kick of just that. Up thigh rotation, double bend in the knees, no boot rotation, but you have ankle point from there to there, and can pivot from there to there. Now, Storm hair, because it's so big and bulky, she can barely move her head. You get a little bit of movement in it, just there to there, and unfortunately she can't move up. I'd love to add like a hinge or something, or make it like floppy up there so she can look up all the way, but unfortunately it can't. But everything else is the exact same. Okay guys, so that is my review for these 5. I know it was very, very rushed, and I do apologise, but I really want to get cracking on the next wave. But hopefully you got to see basically what you needed to see and got a lot out of it. Hopefully you can see a bit more of that blue fur and this better lighting now. I've kind of got the lighting angled at it. But yeah, basically his fur consists of dark black with a dry brush of like an ultramarine blue, and then a very faint dry brush of like a sky blue on top, just kind of accent it. And I really think it breaks that colour up so much. Now as for his fur, his face and his feet, but his hair is just a black and blue, so just like I said, it just breaks him up a little bit more, his character. Then if I showed it actually on the back of his hair, he also has his ponytail as well. So his ultimate trademark. But yeah, these are just, I'm so happy with how these have turned out. I still have my nitpicks with them. I still have a few issues with them, as I've mentioned, with the girls' faces. Colossus needs a few tidying up, as does potentially Cyclops needs a few bits here tidying up. But overall, I'm stoked and I'm super happy. Now, I apologise for the wavy lines. Like I said, I'm using my phone this time instead of my normal camera, and so I couldn't actually adjust the lighting level of it, which I can do normally. So constantly, anytime it's too much skin, it goes, ah, it freaks out. So sorry about that. But I won't be using this for my next recording. What I'd like to know though, I'd like some opinions from you guys, which of who to do next. I think I've made a decision already, but I'd be interested to hear who you guys would like to see. I mentioned in one of my watch rebuilds about using one of the figures from which we got the Cyclops boot from Visuals Base for a figure coming up, but I didn't specify as to who that would be. So I think he's going to be one of them. But I'm going to do a few others, and I don't know, who would you guys like to see out of the Ultimate Universe next? Put them in the comments below, and I might be able to try and get to them. Really want to try and crack down and get some more going, because, yeah, you know, now that my personal life is dying down a little bit more, for a while at least, I've got some time to do some things, but we'll just see. Anyway guys, I hope you did like this video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And thank you again for everyone who did watch the Watch Me Build series. And I really do hope you guys do appreciate and enjoy them, because I enjoy making them. Even though they break my back and they hurt and they can be a pain in the ass, Colossus, I'm talking to you. It's still something that I do enjoy. And I do overall enjoy making these content for you. Thanks guys, and I'm going to hopefully catch you in my next Watch Me Build. See ya!